My wife disappeared one rainy night without leaving a trace. The police searched, our friends helped, and I spent 6 sleepless nights wondering where she could be. Her phone was off, her clothes were still in the closet, and there was no sign of a struggle. Every hour felt heavier than the last. I replayed every argument, every cold silence between us, wondering if she had simply decided to leave me. By the 6th night, I was beginning to accept that maybe she wasn't coming back at all. Then, just as the sun began to rise on the 7th morning, I heard the front door creak open. I ran downstairs, heart pounding, and there she was, standing in the doorway, drenched from the rain, hair sticking to her face, her eyes strangely calm. I froze. She smiled faintly, almost like she'd just come back from a walk, and said, "You should be glad I came back." I didn't rush to hug her. Something about her voice didn't sound right, too soft, too deliberate. I managed to whisper, "Where were you?" She laughed quietly, stepping inside as if nothing had happened. "Oh, you wouldn't believe me if I told you," she said, walking past me toward the kitchen. The air around her felt colder than the rain outside. I noticed her hands, pale, trembling slightly, and a faint, unfamiliar scent clung to her clothes, like damp earth and smoke. That night, she acted normal. She cooked, hummed, even asked about work. But when I looked at her, I felt a distance, as though the woman sitting across from me wasn't the same person. I'd married. I caught her staring at me more than once, her eyes unblinking. Once, in the middle of the night, I woke to find her standing by the window, whispering something under her breath, her reflection in the glass not quite matching her movements. The next morning, I found muddy footprints, leading from the back door to the woods. Behind our house, footprints that disappeared halfway, as if she'd floated away. When I asked her about them, she just smiled and said, "You shouldn't follow where I've been." I felt a chill crawl up my spine. That evening, she sat beside me on the couch and said softly, "You never asked what happened to me." I swallowed hard, afraid of the answer. Her eyes glistened in the dim light as she leaned closer and whispered, "I didn't come back alone." Then she smiled again. The same eerie smile she wore when she first walked through the door, and for the first time in my life, I wished she hadn't come back at all.